India and Pakistan, two nuclear-armed neighboring countries, have agreed to a ceasefire after 4 days of fighting. But what is going on? How do we even get here? Since Wednesday, May 7th, India and Pakistan have been launching missile and drone attacks against each other after a militant attack in Kashmir, a region both countries claim full control over. To fully understand this story, we must first travel back to British colonial times. In 1947, when Britain ended its colonial rule of India, it divided the Indian subcontinent into two countries based on religion. Hindu-majority areas became India, while Muslim-majority areas became Pakistan. However, about 500 states ruled by local kings, including Kashmir, were told to pick a side. At the time, the population of Kashmir was majority Muslim, but the ruler was Hindu. And instead of joining Pakistan, the king decided it wanted to stay independent. As a result, Pakistan sent fighters in, leading the king to ask India for military protection. India said it would only provide assistance if Kashmir officially joined India, which the king finally agreed to, leading India to send its troops in. This was the first war between India and Pakistan, which eventually ended in a UN-brokered ceasefire in 1949. The ceasefire split Kashmir between India and Pakistan, with India calling its parts Jammu and Kashmir, and Pakistan calling its parts Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. Since then, India and Pakistan have fought 4 wars, 3 of them directly or indirectly tied to Kashmir, and regularly clashed along the border inside Kashmir known as the Line of Control. But in 2019, the Indian government revoked Article 370 in its constitution, which had guaranteed Jammu and Kashmir special autonomous status. In doing so, the Indian government dissolved the Kashmiri government and brought the region under its full and direct control. Since then, India has dramatically increased its military presence in Jammu and Kashmir, stationing an estimated 500,000 to 700,000 troops inside the region, making Jammu and Kashmir one of the most heavily militarized regions in the world. It has also repeatedly cut off the internet in Kashmir, targeted and arrested journalists and local politicians, and banned most international media from entering the region. India's move in 2019 also sparked concerns that the Indian government is trying to change the region's Muslim identity by pushing a Hindu nationalist agenda. This is because Article 370 had protected Kashmiris from land grabs, with only locals allowed to buy property. But revoking it allowed non-Kashmiris, often Hindus, to move in and buy land, which could permanently alter the region's demographic makeup. On April 22nd, tensions escalated between India and Pakistan after gunmen killed at least 26 tourists in the Indian-controlled side of Kashmir. The Resistance Front, or TRF, a militant group that formed in 2019 after India revoked Article 370, claimed responsibility for the attack, saying it was in response to outsiders settling in Kashmir. India, which designates TRF as a terrorist organization, blamed Pakistan for supporting TRF, but Pakistan has rejected the accusation, saying that TRF is a homegrown insurgency that originated from within Kashmir itself. In retaliation, India suspended the Indus Waters Treaty, an agreement between India and Pakistan to share the water in the Indus River system, which flows from India into Pakistan. Brokered by the World Bank, the treaty has been called the world's most successful water treaty, and Pakistan relies on it for about 80% of its agriculture. In suspending the treaty, India cut off water to Pakistan's farmlands in the middle of a food and climate crisis, a move which has been criticized as weaponizing water, which is considered a serious escalation under international law. On May 7th, India then launched a wave of missile and airstrikes into Pakistan and the Pakistan-administered side of Kashmir, saying it was targeting terrorist infrastructure in 6 cities. Pakistani officials said the attacks killed at least 31 people, including civilians and children. In response, Pakistan launched its own drone and missile attacks on several locations in India, but India reported it neutralized these attacks using air defense systems. The two countries then continue to exchange artillery and gunfire along the disputed border in Kashmir, with both sides reporting casualties. But on Saturday, May 10th, US President Donald Trump announced on his Truth Social platform that India and Pakistan had agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire following talks mediated by the US. The ceasefire was confirmed by both Pakistan and India's respective foreign ministers shortly after, although both sides proceeded to accuse each other of violating the deal hours later. As of the morning of Sunday, May 11th, the ceasefire appeared to be holding. However, 4 government officials from both sides told Reuters that the Indus Waters treaties remained suspended. Follow for more updates on the situation.